Hi, I'm Kim with Simply Homespun. You can find me on Etsy as Simply Handspun Yarn. That's my shop. I'm on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, and Ravelry as Simply Homespun. My show notes are right here. So if I look away, I'm checking my notes. And then I'm on Twitter as Simply Homespun 1, the number 1. But anyway, welcome to my very first podcast. I've been thinking about doing a podcast for a while now. I love the podcast. I will watch a few of my favorites. Knitting Expat is awesome. Mandobug was my favorite, but she is on maternity hiatus for, I hope not too much longer, but I know she's busy. She's got 2 little ones. But anyway, her podcast, she's still got her older podcasts up, and they are awesome. She is fantastic. She is inspiring. So that was one of my favorites, too. So anyway, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a homeschool mom of 2. Ben's 11, and Grace is 9. Ben actually... his work can be seen in my shop. He likes to make art bats, and he does spin some. He also will dye some wool. He's very creative, and I'm so glad that he is following in my footsteps. He's quite talented with color. And then my little girl Grace is 9, and she is just a special little miracle. And on my About Me, you can see a little bit about Grace. And then I have 2 older children who are also special. Jessica's 32 and Robbie's 29. So I kind of started over. No empty nest for me. But anyway, I'm proud of them too. My daughter's a speech therapist who specializes with dementia patients. She's awesome. And my son Robbie has battled back literally from death in the past 4 months. He's just been through a lot, but he is doing fantastic. God healed him from cancer totally, and he's doing fantastic now. He just got back from Disney World. He's still recovering, but he did great. He had a lot of stamina there, and I just praise God for that, because he is Robbie's a miracle, and I just praise God for that. My daughter they both had Crohn's disease, and Robbie, through surgery, his is gone, but Jessica's facing surgery in a couple of weeks. So I'm just praying for her and believing for a miracle for Jessica. But I wanted to do a knitting podcast. It's not really, I do knit, and I'm going to show you a couple of things I'm going to be working on. I do spin a lot for my Etsy shop, and that's probably what most of my works in progress and finished projects are going to be, is stuff for my shop. Although I am working on am going to be working on a clan sweater for my dad. This has been a project in the works 5 years. We're Irish, and I got our last name's Joyce, and I got the Joyce clan knitting pattern from a woman in Ireland, and the way the pattern was written I didn't understand it. So anyway, I knit what I thought was it, and I finished the front just probably like to here. And I was looking at a picture online of the sweater, and it didn't look like mine. So anyway, I wrote to the company, and they were very kind. They got in touch with the pattern designer, and we worked out where I understood it. Anyway, this pattern. So I ripped all of it out. And now I have yarn ordered. I'd actually started knitting it with my hand-spun yarn because I wanted it to be really special and totally handmade. But in talking with my dad, you know, wool sweater would be a little too hot. He lives in North Georgia, and it's pretty hot. So anyway, we decided that maybe a bamboo or some kind of lighter weight something. And so I ordered some cotton yarn from Knitting Warehouse, and it's on its way. And as soon as I get it, I'll start that sweater again. And I am bound and determined to finish it by his birthday this year. I don't know. Hopefully. That's my plan. But anyway, I wanted to show you today and just kind of start off. And like I said, I have a couple of works in progress that are old. Most of the projects I've started recently, I've finished and gifted to other people. So I don't have those. But I wanted to show you a couple of things. Yesterday, I went to Hobby Lobby. And I wanted to knit socks. I've been watching the Knitting Expat podcast, and she knits awesome socks. Also, I watched At the Corner of Knit and Tea, and she's got a good podcast, and she also knits some socks. But I've knit a couple of pairs of socks, and I used a really awesome pattern for beginners because it starts. It'll tell you how many stitches you should have at certain times in your knit, you know, in the knitting of the sock. And I needed that because I knitted it on double points. And so I've knit a pair using, actually I've knit one pair using that pattern, and they turned out great. But I did it with the sock yarn. Actually, I have it in my shop, but it's a wool 80-20 blend. Well, the socks, I should not have washed them in the machine. And then I dried them, so they fit my daughter now. They're her socks, but they're very warm. But those socks went well. Well, now I've been watching Mina she's the Knitting Expat, and she does the magic loop method. So I've been watching her on YouTube. She has an awesome demo. I'll link that in the show notes too. She has a demo of how to knit 2 socks at one time, magic loop method. So anyway, at Hobby Lobby, I went to find some, I needed small size 1 knitting needle. And so I did find that. I have those. And then I also bought this awesome yarn. Where is it? Okay. It's a Yarnbee yarn, but I love the color, and as you can see, it was on sale, so even better. But this is it's called Citrus Grove Colorway, and it is 80% acrylic, 10% mohair, and 10% wool. So it's really soft, and I could wash it, but I probably won't dry them. Look at me talking like they are actually going to get done, but no, they are. See, this podcast thing will hold me accountable too, so I'll get more projects done in between homeschooling and homemaking and my wifely duties and my church responsibilities. Yes, but I am going to get them done because I want these. But the way you do the magic loop, for those who don't know, and I just was finding this out today, is you're going to knit your socks from 2 separate balls. And so you divide your yarn in half. And she actually, Mina was telling about, she does it in grams, but it's too much of a mental process to figure out how to get, you know, half of the weight into a skein. So I took the yardage, which in this one is 456 yards, and I just divided it by 2. And then I wound that much yardage on the nitty-knotty, and then I balled it. So that's what's happened. Okay, I'll see. All right, so anyway, the thought crossed my mind too, because I've done this before, is to pull from the center and from the outside, and that way you do have 2 ends. But I wanted to do it just like she said, so I can copy everything she does and get this right. Because the idea of knitting 2 socks at once is very appealing, because I know me, and if I knit 1 sock, I might have to look for a one-legged person to gift it to, because I probably wouldn't finish it. So anyway, I'm going to have 2 balls of this, but I'll ball this after I film, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like in the skein. So I got this one, Citrus Grove, and then I also bought, in the same one, this one is called Meadows. Isn't that pretty? Also on sale. Also the same mohair wool acrylic blend. So anyway, I did that. Then, with that in mind, actually not that, but I bought 2. I've worked with this before. I've made art yarn with this. I've spun it with a finished single, and it is so pretty. So I got this purple, which I have used that before, and then I bought a silver one with the sequins. Isn't that pretty? This is also Yarnbee Bejeweled sequins. This was called silver, and watch this one. Yes, purple original. So anyway, I got those. So those will be turned into art yarns, and I'll show you those when I'm finished with those. And then I have been dyeing a gradient. This is only my 2nd attempt at dyeing gradient yarn, but I think it turned out pretty good. I did mini skeins, and that's the blue, so dark to light. And then I did an orange one, a rust actually. And the rust, I don't know, it looks pretty good right now, I guess. It wasn't as great a, although you can't really on the camera see that change too much. But anyway, the rust gradient. And then I did, this one I think was the best one. I did the green. So those I dyed as a gradient. And the way I did it, I noticed on some of these podcasts, they will tell you, like I just did, I dyed this gradient yarn, but they don't ever go into a process. So I did it. I just put a jar of dye, and these were, I want to say they were all from Ashford. I'm an Ashford dealer, so I get, if I can, I use Ashford products. But anyway, I used the dye, and I put it into a mason jar, and then I put that mason jar in a pan of boiling water. So I get the heat without the mason jar being directly on the heat. And then I put, I just held the end in there. And then I'd put it in a little further and draw it out. Then put the end in, and so on, until I just got to the very end. I just barely dipped it. And then I rinsed them out and dried them. And those are those. So I'm going to be putting those in my shop as a set of the gradient yarn. And then I wanted to also show you, I love bullet journaling. I mean, I have not done it consistently, but I got this bullet journal. Or it's not a bullet journal yet, but it will be. The bullet journal, future bullet journal, yesterday. I think I'm going to get my daughter one before her surgery so she can use it, because Jessica has loved to color all these designs for a long, since she was a little girl. Managed a Walden Kids store, and we had these coloring books with they were butterflies and just geometric shapes. And before now, now even Walmart's got tons of these color books. So it's caught on. She's in heaven because I got her a Sherlock color book, and it was very cool. And my son Robbie, he was, after his surgery, he was staying with me, and he's like, that is the coolest coloring book. So I went back to Nashville, bought him, they had one left, I bought him that Sherlock book and color pencils and brought it back, and that was his, I think I got that for him for Christmas. Well, he doesn't like it for himself. He only liked it. He thought it was cool, but I don't think he's really into the coloring. So, anyway, he has it. But this is a journal, and it's lined, and it's also got throughout all of these Bible verses and coloring page. It's backwards. Thankful. And so these are like throughout the journal. And I just noticed these are perforated. The color pages are. Anyway, isn't that cool? So I am going to, I'm going to keep this one, and I'm going to get her another one, because I know she will. I know she likes to do the coloring, and I know she also writes, so I think this would be a good thing for her, and it'd be good for her to do during her recovery. But the bullet journaling is very cool. If you don't know what that is, it's just, well, there's a lot to it, but you can YouTube bullet journaling. And there's Bojo is B-O-J-O journaling. She's really good. There's a lot of opportunity to journal and arts. It's not really like a diary. It's more like you do bullet, like to-do list. You do bullet, just your task, you've got a place where you can draw out your own calendar, however you want to do it, and manage your appointments or your obligations. You can have, like lists, anything that's bulleted, like lists of books you want to read, lists of books you have read, list of projects you want to knit, list of yarns that you've got in stock, lists of yarns you want, lists of patterns, so anyway, it's lists, and it's just really cool. So as I do this, I will share it with you each week. Another thing to keep me accountable to. But people who use the bullet journal just say they're so much more organized. They get so much more done. And I need to do that. So I also got these stickers for the bullet journal. Hobby Lobby has their stickers 50% off this week. And then I got some pretty little border type things. And then I got the months, which I've actually started a bullet journal, and I wrote out my own months, but this would be cooler because I love creating yarn, and I can really be creative that way, but artistically, actually drawing, not so much. But anyway, so that is about all I had for today. I want to probably also, instead of just doing the knitting, spinning, which that'll be primary, but also I love to read, and I would like to share things I read with you, and because I don't, I love these cozy mysteries, and Miss Julia by Anne Ross. I love those. I love Jane Karen at Home with Mitford series. Those are wonderful. I've got the newest one to read, but you know what's funny is you get so engrossed with these characters, and you're like, they're part of your life. Father Tim, I love Father Tim. If he ever died, I hope not, but I would be so upset. But you know, you just rejoice with their triumphs and cry with their trials, and these Mitford books, I cannot say enough about them. I read the first one. I was managing the bookstore, so I got a pre-copy to read, and it was so wonderful. And I finished, and I was so sad because not even that one had come out yet for the public. And I'm like, I have to wait, I don't know, 2 years for another one? No way. So I read it twice, I believe, twice, maybe more. I don't know. But I would just sleep with it. I mean, I love that book. And the feeling it's just so relaxing and peaceful, and it's just wholesome, awesome. It's just adventures of this little town, the characters in Mitford, and it wasn't anything that's really exciting. It's just good. It's just good reading. I also like Laura Child's series on the Tea Shop Mysteries, and she also has scrapbooking mysteries that I like. And then there's a Cackleberry club that she writes, and I have not read one of those yet, so that's something to look forward to, because I've read, I think, almost all her others. But these are some books that I really love reading. And I'm also, I do a lot of nonfiction reading. I teach 3 classes for my church. I teach with a friend of mine, a women's Sunday school class, and we're going through Women of the Bible right now, which is really interesting. And then I also am going through the book of James on Wednesday nights with the class. And I have a small group in my home on Fridays, which is tonight, and we're doing Ecclesiastes. So I have Courtney Joseph, who is an awesome blogger, and I feel like she's my friend from just from knowing her on getting to know her on Facebook and with the blog, her blog. We're doing I'm using her book and going through Ecclesiastes with her group, which is Women Living Well, and you can see that on Facebook. It's under Women Living Well, and so is her blog, so you could Google it. But she also is a homeschool mom. I think she's got 3 or 4 kids, and just a really sweet person, but a real Proverbs 31 type woman, and I admire her. And so I'm using her Ecclesiastes book, and that's available on Amazon, and it's really good, really thought-provoking questions there. So anyway, those are just some things that I've read or am reading. I started this book called Cruel, C-R-E, like a needlepoint, Cruel, C-R-E-W-E-L, and Cruel, I forgot the name of it. Anyway, I could not get into that book, so I don't know why. I don't do really much embroidery, maybe that's why, but it may be good. I was just, when I was reading it, I was just kind of, I don't know, stressed, and I just couldn't get into it. I usually read when I go to bed, and I was just like, I just can't get into it. But anyway, I'm going to try again, because it looked good. And it's a mystery, it's a cozy mystery. And then I've also got, it's an Amish knitting circle. I bought on Kindle both number 1 and number 2, but each one has like 8 stories in it. So I'll have to get into that. But that's just at nighttime, and usually I'm so tired by the time I go to bed I can read a page, and that's it. I'm out. So anyway, and my husband, I don't know why, but he doesn't like for me to read with my Kindle at night, so usually I wait till I can hear him snoring, and then I pick it up and I get under the covers with it and read under the covers. So excuse me. So anyway, that's my reading at night. But anyway, I just want to thank you guys for listening, and I hope you'll come back. I'm going to try to record every week and just have more things. I may, I've toyed with the idea because we're trying to go more natural cooking and healthy. I've toyed with the idea of maybe doing a recipe on here. I also know that a lot of times when on these podcasts that I watch, they don't move much, so I was thinking more maybe introducing you to my family. Some are actually showing you around, and maybe switching things up, doing a little bit more active stuff than just sitting and talking. That's just an idea. I don't know. Obviously today I'm just sitting and talking, but I'm on my porch, which there's the hummingbird feeder, and I don't know, let's see, there's the lake, and I don't know, there's the dock. You can barely see it because of that big tree. And we have a little boat down there. And my husband is working on a beach for the summer, so that we'll just put sand down. My little one Grace doesn't swim, so she likes going to our community beach because she can just play in the sand and just wade in the water. And here it's a little different, but so anyway, he's going to try to put sand down so we can do a beach. And here's my, can you say hi? That's Ben.
Hi.
And Grace.
And Sally.
And Sally the dog, which you can't see, but anyway.
He's good. He's a German Shepherd.
We do school all year round, but in the summer we cut it back to 4 classes, so they have a little more free time to go play. And Ben's working on this Leonardo da Vinci helicopter replica. So we picked that up at Hobby Lobby yesterday too. So anyway, and
I sew
and Grace got some more weaving things for her potholder loom. So anyway, that's just our life. But anyway, I will talk to you next week. And this week have a blessed week. And I'll see you back safe on next Friday. Bye.